lunchtime.
See that? Hey, Slacky. Go back. Slacky. I want to see what that say. Go back.
Oh, it's about the Hebrews. Marriage is honorable at all, and the bed undefiled, but harmony.
Jake trying to promote, you know.
He's solid, man.
That Trey Songz, man.
That's probably one of his instrumentals, man. You know what I mean?
Edification is in there.
Well, the house on fire now. The house on fire and they doing this shit. Come on, man.
Sprinklers and shit going on. All right, Shalom. We the Brothers of Great Millstone Church of Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, we want to begin by giving our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Yeah, that would be the correct name of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit in the ancient Hebrew tongue. I also want to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the brothers out there laboring in His work, continually pushing out this gospel in all true faith and sincerity. And as always, I want to say shalom to you believers out there, the Akim, as well as the Aqua that subscribe to this truth as well. So, yep, this sitting right here is going to be obviously centered around the opening clip, you know, which we want to entitle My Father's Business, right? Which, if you're a self-proclaimed leader in Israel, if you have thrust yourself into the stratosphere of leading the Lord's people, right, then you have been made a watchman, you know, and in that event, you ought to warn the people. Let's get that. Let's get that real quick. Okay?
Yeah, this is Ezekiel 33:1. It said, again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land.
Right, that's the time we in. We're in the time where the Lord is about to bring the sword, man. Okay, the Lord has prepared a sword slaughter for the planet Earth, okay? But in particular, right here on the soils of America, Babylon the Great. And guess who dwell here? The Israelites, man. Read that again.
It says, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people.
See, of thy people, man. See? Go ahead.
And say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land.
Their land, again, is primarily here in America, right? Although you're going to see the judgment of the Lord, the fury of the Lord poured out throughout the world. And the reason for that is Israel is scattered throughout the world, man. Okay? The Lord's judgment going to start at His own people because the anger of the Lord is still kindled against Israel. Don't give a damn if you got fringes. That's not going to somehow quell the anger of the Lord. All right? But the Lord said in particular, He's going to bring a sword to this land. Go ahead.
If the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman.
Right. Meaning, if you, let's say, hypothetically, if you subscribe to IUIC, which by the way, the opening clip featured that was a IUIC production, man. These niggas, that was a promo for marriage, and that's off. Matter of fact, hold that and give me the parable real quick of our Lord Yahushua. You got something?
Yeah, kind of real quick. This is the book of Sirach, 14 verse 11. My son, according to thy ability, do good unto thyself, and give the Lord his due offering.
Right, and give the Lord his due offering, man. So the Lord don't have no problem with you taking care of yourself. You come across the Lord, throw you a bone. You know, he might buy you some nice gear. Whatever. Oh, you had the simple nigga come up, you know, talk about you guys got on nice shoes. What the fuck you?
Yeah, man.
We're gonna be some bombs. All right, even out of the garbage can, but the Lord said, do good to yourself, but give him his due diligence. What's his due diligence? To do the work, man. Okay? The Lord said, and again, we sending this one out right here to all of you self-proclaimed leaders. You teachers, man. That's irresponsible, man. Okay, here it is. We coming into a time where they're about to make these vaccinations mandatory. Okay, they're about to come into your cities. They're about to go into your homes. Oh, you saw the clip. If any of you was with us last night, you saw the old lady got slammed, man, by a Gurkha troop. And she was like, "No, I don't." She said, "I know I did evacuations, but I'm in the Gurkha troop." Molly hop, you know as they say down here, man. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
God,
but again, Salaki, that approach is irresponsible, knowing the times that we in, man. Okay? And we're going to show you that. Matter of fact, real quick, get 1 Corinthians 7:29 before you get that. 1 Corinthians 7:29. And this is not just us getting on IUIC. We sitting back like we waiting on them to do a video. Aha, I got you. No, man. That's not in harmony with what the scriptures say. It's a certain mindset we ought to be in right now, man. Scriptures tell you he that buyeth. Matter of fact, Lord willing, we're going to that too. All right, go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short.
What?
The time is short.
That's obviously talking about the time we're in now. The time is short. So understanding this, you have to have a certain outlook, right? And the scripture's going to tell you. Go ahead.
It remaineth that both they that have wives.
What?
They that have wives.
They that have wives, go ahead.
Be as though they had none.
Be as though you had none. So what you just saw in the opening clip was totally contrary to what the scriptures say. That's not in harmony with the scriptures. They promote marriage. And we understand what it's about, man. It's about getting in more numbers. The more heads means more money, man. That's it. All right, these guys have merchandised the truth. Being in Israel is being merchandised. That's why you go on these certain sites, these niggas got t-shirts, tank tops with fringes, wife beaters with fringes. You know? And that's what you see right there. That's nothing more than advertising the truth. And they know that you got, a lot of women, they buy into that. Then you got a lot of simple jakes that buy into whatever the women want. See? And Esau playing, well, that's Esau. They doing the work of Esau. That's the work of Esau. Whenever you can keep Jake and further the risen, you ain't not necessarily got to be an Edomite. You doing the bidding of your father, the devil. So they play on. Go ahead.
So like I said, they got the 501c3.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's coming under the banner of Esau. You got these certain restrictions when it comes out of teaching, and there's certain things you promote when you teaching, such as marriage and pretty much being established here in America, man. At the end of the day, you niggas want to be American Hebrews, man.
Yeah. It's like you work for me. You got that M. You got those fries. You got that arch on your visor. That's that E. You got that E on you. You got something?
Yeah, kind of. I got that. I say the due offering.
Okay,
that's the definition for due. This is a obligatory payment.
Ooh, you obligated to do this work, man. Okay, and you have to warn the people. And that's not warning the people right there, man. See? So let's go back to where you was at. Did you have one definition?
I got precept.
Go ahead. You got
It's the book of Romans 12 verse 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable
service.
Which is your reasonable service.
Which is your reasonable service. You might want to look up that word. This is your reasonable service to warn the people, man. Because there's a penalty. Matter of fact, let's go back. Let's read this while he getting that.
Back Ezekiel 33:2. Son of man, speak to the children of thy people and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land.
He didn't say unto them, it's an honorable thing to get married, you know, or to get married. Like you know how they sold it, they packaged it to you. Honorable is marriage. And you know, it's crazy shit that they came in with the dramatics. No, the scripture didn't say that, man. Okay? And you know what? You're going to thank us later. You're going to thank us later. As harsh as we were, some of the apostles, we might have had, you know, we was rough around the edges. We used rough words. You know, we grabbed you by your collar, you know, and roughed you up, and you went into it. You got niggas that are going to a shell. You hear niggas sniffling. Guess what? You're going to thank us later, man. Because we gave it to you raw, man. Exactly. And that's what the scriptures told us to do. Read that again. Huh?
It says, son of man, speak to the children of thy people and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman.
And that's what you did. Okay? All of you who subscribe to IUIC, you set that group up as your watchman. You subscribe to ISUPK, you set that particular group up as your watchman. You subscribe to HOI. Now, you know what? If you subscribe to them, you looking to buy a plot of land. You trying to throw in, you trying to get a couple of acres, man. That's what you get for following them. Now you're gonna have a couple of acres in Georgia, right? But if you subscribe to Great Millstone, you're gonna get warned. Okay? You're gonna be exposed to the true nature of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And you're going to see the sense of urgency that comes along with being an Israelite. When you wake up to being an Israelite, it's not all mirth. All right? It should be an overwhelming spirit of fear on you, knowing that you trespassed against the Lord, and that's why you was in the condition that you went. And he still paused. That's why when you read, is that St. John the 3rd chapter, where John the Baptist said, look, man, say not that we have Abraham now our father. Meaning what? Don't just be content with being an Israelite. He said, because the very axe is laid to, that means the Lord, you know how much been beating you, then he in this motion. That's how the Lord in that motion right now, man. And he's ready to come back down with that last proverbial swing. See? Go ahead.
God, it says, when he seeth the sword come upon the land, and he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
Go ahead.
Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning.
Yeah, and that's where we come in. We blow the trumpet. If you didn't take warning, that blood going to be on you. Right? Go ahead.
His blood shall be upon him, but he that take a warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet.
Right, here it is, you partying. Okay, you promote marriage, but the sword coming. But you not warning the people, right? Go ahead.
It says, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will require at the watchman's hand.
See, now the watchman got to pay, man. Right, so that shows you the sense of urgency that comes with this. Give me Isaiah 56 real quick and 10. You got a precept? Isaiah 56 and 10. See, we were set up here to warn you, man. All right? The Lord set us up. And again, we sending this out to those of you. See, hey, if IUIC didn't position themselves, or any of these groups didn't position themselves as leaders of the people, then we wouldn't be having this conversation, man. But as it were, you set yourself up as being a leader, man. Right? So it's your responsibility. It's your obligation, as we read. It's your reasonable service. Did you ever get that definition?
The word reasonable.
It's your reasonable service to push forth the word. Matter of fact, let's get that word real quick.
The word reasonable, Google definition, it says having sound judgment, fair and sensible.
Ooh, having sound judgment, fair and sensible. You got more?
It says able to think, understand, or form a judgment by logical process.
Oh man. Hey, hold up. Read that again.
It says able to think, understand.
Able to think, understand.
Or form of judgments.
See? They don't really understand the judgments. They don't understand the magnitude of the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? They don't understand we're dealing with the same power that flooded the earth. You know, that was horrific. Do you know in the flood it was topless floating? Go ahead.
This is biological process.
See that? That's it?
Yes, pretty much.
All right. Come on. Isaiah 56
oh, yes, like it. Isaiah 56 and 10. His watchmen are blind.
Right. You guys, and we just read in Ezekiel where you guys have been set up as watchmen. Right? But you're blind, meaning you don't have foresight. See? Go ahead.
His watchmen are
blind. We know what prove that. They're not teaching you about the mark of the beast, man. They're not warning you about the coming judgment that's going to come in the form of Esau, the sword. All right, fulfilling Revelation, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse, where this man's going to come down with great wrath. This nigga got I'm talking about Esau now. This nigga got the technology, all right, and the means to devastate Israel, man. And the Lord has been holding that off. Now the Lord's going to open up, all bets are off now, man. And unless you have the hedge of protection that comes in the form of Yahweh Shai, which is on display through the word, you're going to get caught up out there. See? And it's the watchman who, again, a watchman is the person that keeps you. That's who keep the city, man. When you go into the ancient world, the watchman, he pretty much dictated the state of the city, man. Okay? Just say if that watchman fell asleep. That means your life, your children's life. Go ahead.
I got a quick precept. Jeremiah 14 and 13. Then said I, Lord power, behold, the prophets say unto them, you shall not see the sword.
Right, and that's what they said. Oh, you know, a lot of these groups teach that there's no time of Jacob's trouble. They're actually telling the congregation there's no Jacob's trouble. See? Go ahead. Oh, yep, that's the spirit. The brother David said that, right? Go ahead.
It says, behold, the prophets say unto them, ye shall not see the sword, neither shall ye have famine, but I will give you assured peace in this place. Then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesied lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them.
Oh, and that's what you're going to find out as well, that the Lord didn't send the prophets that you see that push forth the spirit of mirth and joy, man. The Lord didn't send them, man. Hey, and you know, it don't take any in-depth analysis to come to that conclusion. Just look at the prophets of old. What Noah told the people. Did Noah tell the people to get married, man?
I say something too, Bible that Jeremiah 28, where that verse 9 said, for prophet do prophesy in peace. When it do come to pass, then we're gonna. So you want to go bank on that? Yeah. You want to bank on that, man? You were banking on that sword.
Yeah.
But you want to bank on that peace.
That was more of an afterthought.
Yeah.
Like if it come to pass, you know. Yeah. Oh, you know the good example of that? Jonah and Nineveh. Because the peace did come, but it didn't even last. The destruction still came. So that proves that even in the prophets were sent to forewarn you, man. We the spiritual meteorologists. We tell you that a storm is brewing.
Yep.
Don't get mad at us, man. All right, go ahead.
It said, then the Lord said unto me, the prophets prophesied lies in my name. I sent them not, neither have I commanded them, neither spake unto them. They prophesied to you a false vision and divination, and a thing of naught, and deceit of their heart.
Yeah, this is concocted by their own heart. You know, because really they should be coming under the banner of the apostles. All these different groups, they should have failed and they should have been checking and reporting in with the apostles, man. Right? But as it worked, they want to do their own thing. So that's a divination of their own heart. That was concocted in their own mind. And their works prove it, man. Who in their right mind, if we really understand what's going on, who's going to promote marriage? We see how that video, that's soft. That's going to lure you to sleep, man. You subscribe to that, and Gurkha troops on the way, man. Go ahead.
Verse 15, it said, therefore, thus said the Lord concerning the prophets that prophesy in my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in the land.
And that's what they saying. Hey, they don't even have to technically say that. They ain't got to say, hey, the famine is not coming, the sword is not coming. By promoting mirth and joy, all right, in marriage, in a roundabout way, what you saying? Famine ain't coming. You know, the sword ain't coming. So kick back, relax, and become more acclimated in your captivity. That's what they telling you, man. Hey, when you get married, that means now you got to, scriptures tell you got to, you now got to consider your wife. You're going to be more indulgent in what she wants. You're going to have children, all right? You're going to be at a dance recital, man, while you should be out doing the work. Go ahead, up.
It says, yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed.
And the very ones, they're going to die of the sword and famine, man. Why? Because that's the natural process, man. Look, if you don't pay your water bill, then what happens? The water gets turned off. So the very ones that neglect the responsibility of paying the water bill, by the same water bill shall you. Well, that's the same with you, man. If you pushing no sword, no famine, you said, remember, by the same thing that you neglected, the same thing that you didn't look out for, that's going to be the very thing to overtake you, man. See that? So you got to preach up?
Yeah, real quick, just going back what you said about John the Baptist. This is the book of Jeremiah 9 and verse 25. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised.
Ooh. Yeah, because that's dealing with who? Those of you that know that you're Israelites, man. You're going to die the death of an infidel, okay? You're going to die. That's not an honorable way to die, man. Right? Now, let's say if you're a man of the Lord and the Lord chooses to take you out, and, you know, you died faithfully, you know, as a martyr somewhere, a witness to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's an honorable, that's honor in that. But to die the death of the uncircumcised, of an infidel, of an unbeliever, there's no honor in that. That's going to be recorded in the kingdom, man. See that? But guess who's going to contribute to that, man? Your leaders. That's why the scriptures say their leaders are the people causing the error. You can get that. And also hold Matthew is what, that 16? Yep, go ahead, up.
Come this back, Isaiah 56 and 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot
bark. Read that again. Read that again.
Yeah, this Isaiah 56 and 10. His watchmen are blind.
His watchmen are blind. Go ahead.
They are all ignorant.
Yep.
They are all dumb dogs.
They're all dumb dogs. Go ahead.
They cannot bark.
See, they cannot bark. A dog, when he barks, it's all an effort to warn you, man. That's it. A dog is warning you from the impending danger. So we would be dogs in a certain respect, because we warning you of, hey, that's faithful too. When a dog, that's why Caleb, that he was faithful, man. Right? So you have, let's say if you got a dog and you got that dog, and then you have your business or whatever, you know, you have a dog, you know, beware of a dog. You got a dog out there watching, and he don't bark, man. What the fuck he that for, man? Ain't no sense you feed. You're going to put him, you're going to get rid of him. Because his reasonable service, the very reason why he's there is to bark, is to warn you, man. That was the scripture saying that these prophets lack. Read that again.
It says his watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs.
They are all dumb dogs. Go ahead.
They cannot bark.
See, they cannot bark. So here it is. You got this dog watching your life and he's not barking. Then you're going to die. Give me Matthew, the 15th chapter real quick. Matthew 15 and 14.
This is the book of Matthew 15, verse 14. It says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind.
Right, let them alone. And that don't mean just ignore them. That means don't subscribe to them. Don't cleave to their form of teaching, you know? Right? Read it again.
It says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind.
Yep, go ahead.
And if the blind lead the blind.
And if the blind lead the blind, go ahead.
Both shall fall into a ditch.
Both shall fall into a ditch. And that ditch right there symbolizes America. Meaning you're not going to make it out of here. You're not going to partake in the first resurrection, man, and see the salvation of our Lord Yahushua. You're going to die right here in the pit, man, in the ditch. And it's going to be because of your leaders. You got that?
Come. This is the book of Isaiah 9. It's like it. This is the book of Isaiah 9 in verse 16. It says, for the leaders of this people caused them to err.
See, the leaders of this people caused them to err, man. Go ahead.
And they that are led of them are destroyed.
See, and they that are led of them are destroyed. That's why we just read, if the blind lead the blind, they shall both fall in the pit or fall in the ditch. See that? Go ahead.
That's it. God, there's back Isaiah 56:10 again. It says, his watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving a slumber.
Loving the slumber. You loving to be in America. Because America is the scriptures say, matter of fact, give me what's that? 1 Thessalonians 5 and around the 5th verse, I believe. It said they are all dumb dogs, sleeping dogs, lying down, loving the slumber, meaning you loving the state of being dead. Okay? Again, you have become acclimated. You have now found yourself so much intertwined into America, which again, America is known as what? The time of darkness, right? To where you left. If somebody, let's say if you're in a good sleep and somebody come and turn on the light, you're gonna tell them to turn the light out, get out of there, because you're comfortable with that sleep. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 5. It says, ye are children of the light.
Right. So you have brothers and sisters out there who have subscribed to these teachings. You would be considered children of the light, meaning you have the understanding, right, of the scriptures. Go ahead.
It says, in the children of the day, we are not of the night.
See, we are not of the night. Go ahead.
Nor of darkness.
Of darkness, meaning the misinformation and disinformation that's on display here. And hey, in this time especially, one of the main platforms where you are misinformed is some Israelite group. They got you more in derision than you ever been. And Christianity is a hell of a net and trap. You get caught up in Christianity, you tangle in. But hey, these guys who claim to be Israelites, they get you more entangled, man, into that well of deception, man. See, go ahead.
It says, therefore, let us not sleep.
Yep, see, let us not sleep. We just read right here in Isaiah the 56th chapter, where these prophets are slumberers, right? They love to sleep. Go ahead.
Got a quick precept.
Go ahead.
It's Proverbs 20 and verse 13. Love not sleep.
Woo!
Lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes.
Woo! Open thine eyes. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be satisfied with bread.
See that? And that bread is dealing with this understanding. See? Go ahead.
Going back to 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 6. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others.
See, and that proves that all these groups are not the same. Just because you got fringes, just because you got a Hebrew Israelite name, we are not the same. See, go ahead.
It says, but let us watch and be sober.
See, but let us watch and be sober. Go ahead.
It says, for they that sleep.
See, for they that sleep. Go ahead.
Sleep in the night.
Sleep here in America. Sleep in this system. Why? Because you love it. This place will rock you to sleep, man. Hey, and if you ain't on point, you'll fall. Even if you come into this truth, you'll fall back to sleep. And it's like this: if you up, you work a job, you got to be up at 5 in the morning, and you wait on your ride to get there. If you don't be on point, you'll fall back to sleep, man. See, and that's the same with all of us. When you come into this thing, you got to stay around the light. You turn the light back off, you sleep, man. Go ahead.
It says, let us watch and be sober. It says, for they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Yeah, and that's dealing with other philosophies, man. All right, so that was it on that. You go back. That's 56.
All right, Con, this back. Isaiah 56 and 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. It says they cannot bark.
See?
Sleeping.
Lying. Why are they sleeping? Because this is the time of the night, man. Here in America, it calls you to sleep. All right, now all of a sudden, you got a presentation how to be the best Israelite father you can be. That's what they teach you, man. The thumbnail, your kid doing his homework, and you standing over with fringes in a book. Man, you going to sleep, man. Go ahead,
It says,
you know what I mean? Tell you, man. Go ahead,
sleeping, lying down,
yep,
loving to slumber.
Loving to slumber. See? Is it on that?
Matter of fact, continue on. It says, yeah, they are greedy dogs.
Oh, they greedy dogs. Because that promotion right there, you can see the sinister plot behind it. You can see where that's really these guys trying to get more members in. And that's pleasing on the hearts and minds of simple jakes. You know? I think Elder Monatazar was touching on that. How you have a nigga in the world. Oh, I can get a woman in the truth. That'll spark the mind of a nigga, or even a woman that say, I can get a husband. Oh, I can get a husband. Or a guy, vice versa. See, but what's the driving force behind it? The guys behind the scenes, they greedy. They don't care. See, here at Great Millstone, hey, you'll see it in a minute. If you ain't right, we block you. We tell you to get the hell up out of here, man. It ain't about numbers with us. We understand that this truth is only going to settle on the minds and hearts of the elect. See that? Yep, read that again.
Huh? It says, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand.
Woo! Cannot understand what? First of all, a shepherd meaning you have been given the task of overseeing the Lord's flock, but you don't understand. Like them guys that follow Nate and them different guys, they don't understand the prophecy because their leaders don't teach them, man. See that? Matter of fact, whole St. John, the 2nd chapter on deck, and around the 13, 14 verse, go ahead.
It says, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way.
See, they all look to their own way. They're not concerned about what Yahweh Shema Shah commanded them. Oh, when you read, that's the title of this sitting, man. My Father's Business. When you read, I think that's the book of Luke, the 2nd chapter. They asked the Lord, where have you been? He said, look, man, with it that you know that I should be about my Father's business. This is the Lord. Also tells you in St. John, the 4th chapter, I believe, that is around the 34th verse. But my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, man. We're not looking toward our own will or what we feel is right or what in our mind we think how this thing should be presented. No, we're doing what the Lord told us to do. Go ahead.
It says, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They look all to their own way, everyone for his gain.
Whoa, everyone for his gain. That's the motivation behind the opening clip. And plenty of other Israelite groups out there. You remember, I think ISUPK, they had the big Passover. They said, we want every Israel. It was a decree from Commanding General Yohan. All groups to report the General Command. And, they was pushing it like that, but it was about numbers. They wanted anybody. They didn't care who came to the Passover. They had Sinetta to come to the Passover because that was money, man. See? So they do this for their own gain. Matter of fact, give me that St. John real quick.
St. John 2.
2, and I think the point, go to the point, I think it's 15.
This is the book of St. John 2 and verse
Matter of fact, jump up to the 10th verse.
This is the book of St. John 2 and verse 10. It says, and saith unto him, every man at the beginning doeth set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk.
Let me see, where you at?
No, 10.
Jump 13th verse.
Verse 13. It says, in the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yahushua went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen.
What?
And found in the temple those that sold oxen.
And that's the spirit, because I wasn't even anticipating that. Well, I know it say that, but the Passover, we just mentioned, that you can't make that up. That we just mentioned in the spirit, how these guys, they use their Passover to make money, man, for gain. And that's the same as in the time of Yahushua Day. He went to Jerusalem around the Passover, and them niggas was up in the temple gaining, profiting off of the Lord's Passover, man. See, read that again.
It says, verse 13, it says, and the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yahushua went up to Jerusalem, and found in the temple those that sold oxen, and sheep, and doves, and the changers of money sitting.
See that? They was all in it for their own greedy gain. Go ahead.
It says, and when he had made a scourge of small cords.
So the Lord made a whip. And you got somebody, it'll be a nigga to come up, pop up on the coming board. It's somewhere out there that say, man, you got to love your brother, man. That's your brother. Why you getting on your brother? Well, Yahushua, when he saw them niggas merchandising the word, right? He made a whip, man. And let's see what he did with the whip. Go ahead.
It says that he drove them all out of the temple.
He whooped their ass. He drove them out of the temple with the whip. He put the whip on them. He put it on them. Because why did he make a whip to drive them out? Because he made that whip because he used it. But it was showing you the zeal of the Lord, man. It had consumed Yahushua, man. And he was pissed that they was making light of the temple, man. And that's where we come in. You got people that get mad at Great Millstone because the Spirit of the Lord is on us to get on these other groups. But that's the Spirit of Yahweh on us, man. See? Go ahead.
Come. It says, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the chargers' money, and overthrew the tables.
See? And overthrew the tables, man. So he lost it in there on Jake's. That was Jake's in there. See that? So that's the same right here. Read this again. We just left off.
It says, and they are shepherds that cannot understand.
Right. So these self-proclaimed leaders are shepherds that cannot understand. Because certainly if they understood what was coming down the pipe, what was brewing, they wouldn't be in the spirit that they're in. Go ahead.
They all look to their own way.
See that?
Everyone for his gain.
See?
From his quarter.
Yep. That was it. All right. You got something?
Yeah, come. This is the book of Ezekiel 34 and verse 8. It says, as I live, saith the Lord power, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd. Woo! Neither did my shepherds search for my flock, but the shepherds fed themselves and fed not my flock.
Yeah, and that's what you do. You feed yourself by the monetary gain, external means, but you neglect the flock. Right? Because the Lord is not going to hinder you from prospering if you're doing his will. When you go into the priest, the Lord commanded for you to give them with the shoulder, pay them the tenths and types. But that priest had to fulfill his obligation, man. See, but the Lord said, you fulfilling your end of the bargain, you eating, you balling, but you neglected the flock, man. See that? We here to warn the people, man. We're about to come into a time that can't be rivaled with any other time in history. And the Lord set us up, that's a responsibility, a heavy responsibility, man. See? And if you don't fulfill that obligation, then the Lord is going to require that blood at your hand. So this is serious business. See? Go ahead. That was it on that? A little bit more. Go ahead.
It says, therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power, I am against the shepherds.
So hold up. When did the Lord come down? Or when is you expecting the Lord to come down and get on IUIC? This is it right here, man. This is the Lord speaking against the false prophets right now, man. And whenever you see the brothers here, the sincere brothers, get on these, because we are to spot the wolves in sheep clothing and point them out to you, man. Hey, this is a method to this as well, because you always going to have new brothers coming in, inquiring, and they might just put in, Hebrew Israelites. And then they'll come across IUIC, man. It's our job to say, nope, that's a wolf. That's a wolf. See? Go ahead.
Come. It says, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against the shepherds, and I will require my flock in their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves anymore.
Yeah, and it's going to come a time when the Lord going to take your goodies away, man. Your covenant with death will surely be disannulled, because you do have a 501c3. Don't think we don't know that, man. Give it that. How many fringes, you present? We know that you're in bed with Esau, right? You got more of it?
A little bit more. It says, for I will deliver my flock out of their mouth, that they may...
and now that's the thing, too. You got brothers, you got those of the elect that the Lord is going to pull out of those different groups. And his witnesses, his brothers that are teaching his word, and Great Millstone that might have started off listening to another group, one of these pseudo camps, and the Lord pulled them out of the clutches of that wolf's teeth. Go ahead.
It says, for I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them.
So yeah, you're not going to satisfy yourself off of us. All right? Because that's what they do. They look at you as meat, as game. See? They care nothing about the flock. Because if you care about the flock, man, again, you wouldn't have this irresponsible approach of promoting marriage. Okay? All right, so you got more? You got something else?
Like one more.
Oh, you got it?
This is the book of St. John 10, and I'm going to start at verse 12. It says, but he that is a hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leave.
Yes, well, hiring, the word hiring now should give you more insight in what that's going into. You in it for the money, man. You just there to get paid, punch out, clock out, and go home. You don't have no real connection with the sheep. All right, a real shepherd, you concerned about the state of your flock. Matter of fact, you'll get that. I think there's is that Proverbs 26 or 27, one of them. You should know the state of thy flock.
Oh, yeah,
Read that again.
Because on St. John 10 and verse 12. But he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming and leaveth the sheep and fleeth.
Right. You see the wolf coming, but you leaving the sheep. You leaving the sheep out there exposed. It's going to be a feeding frenzy on you Israelites out there who put your stock into these different groups, man. Hey, like the Apostle always mentioned, when they make that chip mandatory, then you're going to see, everybody start to scramble. You're going to see these different Jakes questioning their leaders. Hold up, you never said that, man. Well, Pastor Tahar said, well, what's up with that? And them niggas gonna block you. Nigga gonna turn off, whatever information, You see a nigga, Nate, nigga, you know what I mean? He put his collar up like he don't see you, man. Yeah, go ahead.
God, it says, it says, seeth the wolf coming and leaveth the sheep and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep.
Yep.
It says the hireling fleeth because he is a hireling.
Yeah, because you're a hireling, man. You was in it for everything external. You wasn't sincerely doing the work of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. You was in it for the money. You was in it for the purpose. This is a lucrative business for these dudes, man. These niggas got these numbers. Hey, like let's say like what them do cold cuts. Them niggas have 10,000 views. GOCC. Within the first 10 minutes, them niggas got 80,000 views, man. Do you know how much money that is? That's how they look at it, The more heads, that's why they have a friendly doctrine. You can make it, man, if you're a white boy. That was GOCC teach, man. Because they know that fuck that. We're gonna corner the market, man. Hey, this book right here is very that's why Yahweh Shah said, buy the truth and sell it not. Yeah. Because you can feel compelled to come up off of this, man, if you ain't in the right spirit. You could wrap a van and put on the side of it, you want to know the meaning of life, and or something like that, then you could make money, man. See? Go ahead.
It says, the hireling fleeth because he is a hireling and careth not for the sheep.
See, they care not for the sheep, man. And it's obvious they don't care for the sheep. Because if you're not warning the people about martial law, all right, Jacob's trouble, man, which again, a lot of these groups, they say, I ain't no such thing as Jacob's trouble, man. That mean they don't give a damn about you, man. See? And you can't tell me, let's say even if you're a casual listener, if you know anything about how so-called white men go about his business, you would say, you know what, it is something to that. Because you trying to tell the people no time of Jacob's trouble as if Esau don't get down like that. As if we just making up some shit on Esau. When you go into the history, that's all Esau ever did. Was butchered Israel, man. Raped, ravaged, and pillaged our people. See that? So by you saying, nah, it ain't no time of Jacob's trouble, you saying in a roundabout way, you saying Esau not capable of that. All right, that was it on it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, this is Proverbs 27:23.
Yep.
Be thou diligent.
Whoa, see? Be thou diligent. And you can't dispute that Great Millstone collectively as a whole is diligent, man. We in harmony with what the scriptures say. We diligently, and we don't push out gimmicks. We just give you the word. See? Go ahead.
It says, be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds.
Yeah, and look well to your herds. So you should know the state of your flocks and look well to your herds. Meaning you should feed them. You should protect them, man. Oh, when you going to King David, you remember that? King David risked his life, man. He fought off bears and lions and shit for the sheep. He tended to the sheep, man. And in the spirit, that's what we do. We ward off any coming danger. We warn you, man. We do what the Lord told you to do. And in doing this, what's going to happen? You're going to trust in Yahweh Shema Shah, and it's going to lead to your salvation. Versus you pushing forth getting married, all right, or even the extreme of going to the gun range or anything that's outside of what the scriptures tell you to do, man. See? You got something?
Yeah, kind of real quick. This is the book of Jeremiah 23, and we'll start at verse 4. It says, and I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall it be lacking, saith the Lord.
Yeah, so you're not lacking, man. Every day you can count on the brothers at Great Millstone to get to feed you. Matter of fact, give me Jeremiah 3, since you already there in Jeremiah. I think it's Jeremiah 3 and 14 or 15.
This is the book of Jeremiah 3 and verse 15. It says, and I will give you pastors.
So the Lord said, I will give you, and that's a cut on all you guys who are not willing to yield to other men. You know, when a nigga become disgruntled, it always go down the same path. Man, I don't listen to men. I'm not a man, please. Well, the Lord said, I will give you shepherds and pastors, right? Go ahead.
It says, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart.
See, according to mine heart, right? Go ahead.
Which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Yeah, not with gimmicks. What edification, like I said in the real talk, what you just saw, like it was a cool video, like
The track was
yeah, the track was bad, you know. Everything it was well thought out, right? But it wasn't no edification behind it. That's not in harmony with the Lord said He would do. Read that again.
This is the book of Jeremiah 3 verse 15. It says, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
See, they're gonna feed you with knowledge and understanding, man. Not with gimmicks, not with promo. What promo, you know, advertisement, you know? No, we're just giving you this word, which this word is compared to food. We went into that last night. All right, you got something? All right, you got something?
Yeah, real quick.
Go ahead, give me Ezekiel.
So like this is the book of St. John 21 verse 15. It says, so when they had dined, Yahushua said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest me more than thee? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my lambs.
See, feed my lambs. So if you love the Lord, you're going to feed his lambs. And we just read how you're going to feed them. With knowledge and understanding. See, go ahead.
It says, he said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my sheep.
Go ahead.
He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua said unto him, feed my sheep.
So he said it 3 times. And why did the Lord, first you got to ask yourself, why is the Lord so adamant about feeding? There's a sense of urgency to that, man. It shows you the importance of why you was called and set up, all right, or thrust into the role of being a leader or a teacher. You got one role, man, that's to warn the people, feed them with this understanding, man. Okay? Nothing else, right? No marriages, no building up. And you see, man, right now, show you how far off the mark, how Jake is so far out of the loop. These dudes over in Atlanta, the HOI with the bill. Come on, man. That couldn't be as far from what the Lord required us to do, man. We building. Here it is, the Lord, the overtone of the message of this word is to deliver you from the hands of your enemies, to deliver you from this land, America, man. You know, and from the destruction that's been prepared. And you got niggas telling you to build here, man. Which, again, marrying is a form of that. Matter of fact, give me, let's get the parable real quick. You got something? Yeah, we'll get ready to wind down.
Yeah, this is the book of St. Luke, chapter 14. And so like this is the book of St. Luke 14.
Yeah, go there. Go. I mean, you get the whole thing.
All right, in verse 16. It said, then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many.
Right, and that great supper is what? This truth. See that? That's why we just read in Jeremiah the 3rd chapter. The Lord would raise up pastors that would feed you, see, with knowledge and understanding. Go ahead.
And sent his servant at supper time.
Right, so the Lord sent his servants at supper time. We're in supper time right now. Okay? Go ahead.
To say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready.
And those who were bidden was the Israelites as a whole. All of you was bidden. That's why the scriptures say the Lord called in the good and the bad. This feast is for all. But you're gonna only have those, you're gonna only have the elect that's gonna, really dine. See? Go ahead.
And they all with one consent began to make excuses.
So you had Israel to start making excuses, man. And that's the average. Oh, we was talking about that briefly before we started camp last week. You had an old Jake, old just standing there waiting on us to get. I knew in the spirit he was waiting on us to start camp because he missed the light. He didn't walk across the street. He just waiting over the Kango. You know what I mean? I said, this is a nigga, man. And then Yahushua asked him, you're an Israelite. He said, nah, man, I'm in the spirit. Hey, give me Zechariah 7. Zechariah the 7th chapter. Is that the 11th verse?
My G didn't say that.
Hold on, what Bible? You just resist the spirit, man. Right? That's why the scriptures say when this supper was ready and it was presented, they made excuses, man. See? Give me that real quick.
This is the book of Zechariah 7 verse 11. But they refused to hearken.
See, they refused to hearken. To hearken really means to eat. Your belly in the physical sense, what fills up your belly in the physical sense? Your mouth. What fills up your belly in the spiritual sense? Your ears. So when you don't hearken, that means you're not eating, man. See? You're anemic in the spirit. Hold that and give me I think that's Revelation 3 and 2, I believe.
It's the book of Revelation chapter 3. Book of Revelation 3 and 2. It says, be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have found out.
Yeah, that's a good one too, I think. When we say, you say that you're full, is that the second one? Yet you're hungry, yet you're blind.
Verse 7. Okay, kind. This is Revelation 3 and 17. Because thou sayest I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing. It says, and thou knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked.
See, you think that you got it. You say that you got the answers. And a roundabout way, we tell you an Israelite or we try to convey this word to you, you got another alternative. Nah, bro, my Jeebus didn't say that. That means that you think that you got it figured out, but in reality, you're naked, you're blind, you're wretched, but poor. That poor goes into not being fat. Matter of fact, let's prove that. Go to Isaiah 55. See, our spirit is fattened by this word. But by you neglecting this word, which is the food, right? Oh, that's why you got to say food for thought. But right here's the nutrients. This brings life. You neglect this, then now you're going to be anemic. You're going to die. Go ahead.
Isaiah 55:1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that had no money, come ye, buy and eat. Yeah, come buy wine and milk without money and without price.
Go ahead.
Wherefore do you spend money that which is not bread?
Go ahead.
And your labor that which satisfies not.
See, what you subscribe to don't satisfy you. Go ahead.
Hearken diligently.
Let's see. That's the word hearken. That means eat, right? Go ahead.
Hearken diligently unto me and eat.
And what?
And eat.
Go ahead.
Ye that which is good.
See that?
And let your soul delight itself in fatness.
See that? So that's why Revelation 3rd chapter say you're really poor. Not physically, but in the spirit, you're poor, man. While, whereas you brothers and sisters out there who hearken to this word, you're fat in the spirit, right? So go ahead.
Going back to Zechariah 7 verse 11, but they refused to hearken.
Right, but they refused to hearken. See, they refused to eat. Go ahead.
And poured away the shoulder.
Oh, and poured away the shoulder. You know how you try to grab somebody around the shoulder? Let me talk to you, man. And motherfuckers, get up off me. That's what you do, man. That's what the old guy did. And that's what all of you do, man. Those outside of this truth who are not willing to yield to the words of Yahweh Shem Shah. And that includes like these leaders. They get mad at us. We get on. In essence, we trying to put our arm around your shoulder and tell you, look, bro, Then they tell us to get off them. Read that again.
Zechariah 7 verse 11. But they refused to hearken and poured away the shoulder.
See, go ahead.
And stopped their ears.
Yep.
And they should not hear.
And they should not hear. See? All right. You got more on that?
Yeah, a little bit more. It says, yes, they made their hearts as an adamant stone.
Right, you hard-headed, man. See, go ahead.
At least they should hear the law.
Yep, go ahead.
It says, in the words which the Lord of hosts has sent in his spirit by the former prophets.
Woo! The prophets back today, man. If you can receive it. Right, go ahead.
It says, therefore came a great rout from the Lord of hosts.
So it's a penalty. You don't just ride off in the sunset either, man. We agree to disagree, bro. Oh, like old dog.
Oh yeah, man, that ain't
He think he gonna just ride off in the sunset. No, bro. Lord gonna kill you, man. So unless you repent, which we know you ain't gonna repent. That was it on that? All right, come
on. Back St. Luke 14:18, and they all with one consent began to make excuse.
See, they pulled away the shoulder. They had something else to do. Well, let's see what these excuses consist of. All right, and we're gonna see if IUIC in the right spirit. Let's see what these excuses is. Go ahead.
The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground.
Don't that sound like HOI? Don't that sound? You see, now y'all see we're not making this up, man. Mm-hmm. See, we come in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Hold up, you might say, well, you niggas hating on us for getting land. Well, Yahushua, you might as well say that about Yahushua. And they don't have a mental capacity to say, you know what? Hold up, man. Scriptures say that the Lord has something against a nigga buying land. I don't think I should, but you know what that proves? Nobody escaped the will of the Lord. Mm-hmm. Somebody out here got to fulfill that lot. And it's so heavy that the Lord made it public. That's why we're in the information age. That's why this niggas compelled to get on camera.
Come on, man.
So they could, hey man, Lord bad. They compelled to get on camera so it can submit that the words stand sure, man. Go ahead, read that again.
It said the first said unto him, I had bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it.
Right, so you got a 14 acre. I don't know how many niggas got, right? You got 14 acres. That means you can't really get about doing the work, man. You got the ground you got to tend to. See, go ahead.
I pray thee have me excused. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them.
Yep, go ahead.
I pray thee have me excused.
Go ahead.
And another said, I have married a wife.
I have what?
Married a wife.
So y'all think we making this up? We getting on the same ones Yahushua got on. Read that again.
And another said, I have married a wife.
So somewhere you should say, hold up. I shouldn't be doing a promo promo use on that. That's what I was. That's the only thing was lacking.
Yeah.
This is for promotional use only. This somewhere in your mind you should say, hold up, man. Why would I even push this? The Lord ain't with that. Read it again. So is we off? We only echoing the words of our Lord, man, by getting on you, man. Read that again.
And another said, I have married a wife.
See that?
And therefore I cannot come.
See that? So you'll never be able to come into this thing, man, because the external things of America, Babylon the Great, the smoke screen, the pitfalls, all right, the traps and snares, you've been entangled in it. Why? Because you don't have eyes to see. You just blind, man, and falling into whatever out there, right? But call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for getting us eyes to see. So you got something else?
Yeah, real quick.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel 11:2. He said, then said he unto me, son of man, these are the men that devise mischief and give wicked counsel in this city, which say, it is not near. Let us build houses. This city is the Cadron, and we will be the flesh.
Yep, see that? So that's what they said. Let us build a house. And that's on all levels. HOI in the forefront of physically building the houses. Then IUIC is building the house spiritually. You know, like your household. If you fill out an application, how many people in your household? Yeah. You can't have a household unless you build it, but you need a wife. Gotta have a wife first. Then that's when the household. So you building houses here, man, across the board. We here to tear down houses, man. Hell, you know.
That's it.
All right, so give me you got something?
Yeah, real quick.
Give me Ezekiel 13. Go ahead.
It's the book of Matthew 24 and verse 37. But as the days of Noah were,
right, as the days of Noah were, go ahead.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Yep, go ahead.
For as the days that were before the flood.
What flood is this one? This is the flood of fire coming this time. Go ahead.
It says they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage.
Yeah, that's what giving in marriage, you know? Go ahead.
It says until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Yeah. And that's going to happen again. You're going to be taken by that. All right, go ahead. Ezekiel, I think the point of 5 or 6.
Okay.
But you can start at the top.
All right, kind of get Ezekiel 13:1. It said, the word of the Lord came to me saying, son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel. That
Is we off for that? No, man. The Lord commanded us. That's why the Spirit, we compelled to get on you guys that claim to be prophets.
Mhm.
See, go ahead.
Prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy, and say unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts.
See?
Hear ye the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord power. Word. Woe.
Hey, that was that video opening clip. That was a prophet out of their own heart.
Mhm.
Yeah, the nigga cut. They did that in a couple of takes.
Mhm.
It was at some point. Hey, no, we're gonna need you to come. No, you sit down,
Yeah.
and I want her to stand over you. Yep. Show the ring. You know they kept showing it over.
Man.
Nigga, man. That was from your own heart. That had nothing to do with the scriptures, man. These dudes don't know but you gonna know. You gonna know how serious this is, man. In a minute. All right, go ahead.
That's season 2
Mhm.
because it said they prophesy their own hearts and they say, hear the word of the Lord. They start out with Hebrews the 13th chapter, like that was gonna justify them doing that, man.
That's beautiful.
You know?
Hear the word of the Lord. Now, let me give you this. You know what I mean? And that's snare simple Jakes, man.
Mhm. Yep.
Not to mention you see the colors and the armbands. And all of a sudden you like you pick up the phone. Hey mama, you know what I mean? Go ahead, right?
Verse 3. Thus
I
said,
found it.
Thus said Lord Power, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing.
Mm-hmm.
O Israel, the prophets are like the foxes in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither have made up the hedge for the house of Israel.
Right, you're not in the trenches. All right, look at that. Okay, let's assess that, man. The opening clip. This nigga like he in the kingdom, man.
Mhm.
All right, he don't give the appearance of rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands dirty, man. Yet they talk shit about us. They said we bums. Yeah, we look the part. We look like we ready to go out on the highways and byways today, But those guys look like they're in the kingdom, man. Meaning you haven't went into the gaps. Hey, this is the time to grind, man. You should be out in the gaps, gathering the Lord's elect. Go ahead.
He said, ye have not gone up into the gaps, neither have ye made up the hedge for the house of Israel to stand in the day of the Lord.
Right, so that's what we doing. We making up a hedge. We presenting you with the outlet, if you will, that's going to lead to your safety. By you being able to digest this word and, as it's presented to you, that's going to become a hedge of protection for you. And it's going to be protection in the day of the Lord and the wrath of the Lord, right? Go ahead.
They have seen vanity and lying divinations, saying, the Lord saith, and the Lord have not sent them.
Mm-hmm.
And they have made others to hope that they will confirm the word.
Right, and that's what they hope. I hope, God, man, you boys be right. They want somebody to come in and confirm. It's almost like somebody tell you something to quiet the grumblers. Mm-hmm. I've been through that, bro. Don't worry about it. You good. Now all of a sudden you're power off because you trusted that this nigga told you everything. That's what they do. They want somebody to tell me, to confirm it, to ease everything. And that contributes to that, man. All right. You have a higher ranking officer or some getting married, So you say, you know what that is, right? Yeah, go ahead.
It says, have ye not seen a vain vision? And have ye not spoken a lying divination? Where ye say, the Lord saith it?
It's a vain vision. Matter of fact, let's look up that word real quick, see what it give you. Vain. You got something?
Yeah, come. Jeremiah 23 and verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have a dream, I have a dream. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesied lies?
Yep.
Yeah, the prophets of the deceit of their own heart.
Yeah, you prophesy of the deceit of your own heart, man. That has nothing to do with what your How About Shema Shai commanded us to do, man. You promote marriage. Or again, the extreme of building houses. What the hell that got to do with anything, man? But we showed you in Luke the 14th chapter that you will have men that will arise, and that will be the grounds of their excuses of not doing what the Lord told them. It says some build houses, some marry women, man. Can't make that up, man. You got more of it?
Yeah, a little bit more. It says, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor. And their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal.
You've forgotten your power. But those of you who have been called into this marvelous light, pursuing the 2 Peter 3, chapter, the Lord said he would stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. We remember now our power, man. Which, by the way, this power that we serve is the highest power conceivable, man. So in that event, we're going to be delivered from the said perils. Versus you guys who really serve Esau. Because what you pushing is a theme of Esau. Building houses. Goddamn, of real estate. You know, that's in the same damn real estate manager, you know. That's some Esau shit, man. All right, the scriptures tell you, matter of fact, give me that real quick before we close. BS1 that Bias.
Oh, you talking about the second edges?
Yep, give me that real quick.
Second edge 16.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, second edge 16 and 41. It said, "He that selleth, let him be as one that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose."
Read that again.
It said, "He that selleth, let him."
Matter of fact, you'll jump up.
All right, come. This is second Ezra 16 and 40. It says, "O my people, hear my word.
Mm-hmm.
Make you ready to the battle."
See, make you ready to the battle, man. How you gonna get prepared for the battle and you getting married? Go ahead.
It says, and
that's the most vulnerable time you can be. You got a tuxedo, man. Go ahead.
And in those evils, be even as pilgrims.
See, and those eagles be as pilgrims. See?
Mm-hmm.
And a pilgrim, you look up that word pilgrim real quick. Yeah, and that scripture is also Jeremiah 23rd chapter. That's actually a cut on Martin Luther King too, you know? Because he did say he had a dream, And he played a major role. Hey man, the reason why Jake is in the reason why, the situation they're in now.
And the spirit on that Boondocks episode, they started to hate that nigga.
Yeah, they started to hate Martin Luther King. Yep. Go ahead.
I got the definition of pilgrim.
Mm-hmm.
It says a person who journeys to a sacred place for religious purposes.
Woo! A person that what?
It says a person who journeys to a sacred place for religious purposes.
Yep, a person that journeys. You know? So that means you're not settled in no one spot.
That's right.
See that? All right, yep, go ahead.
That's it. Back 2 Ezra 16 and 40 again. It says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as one that fleeth away."
Right, be as pilgrims on the earth. He that selleth, be as one that fleeth away. Go ahead.
"And he that buyeth, as one that will lose."
See? Meaning you're not putting stock into whatever you're doing right now. You understanding that this is temporal. Go ahead.
It says, "He that occupieth merchandise, as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein."
So yeah, why would you even talk about entertain the idea of building a new Nazareth? HOI. Scriptures encourage you to build, but be as one that won't even live in the house. Meaning that you understand again that this is temporal, man. All right, you got something?
This book of Romans 12 and verse 2, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what that is good, that's acceptable, and perfect will of the Most High."
Yep. All right, so let's go back to Ezekiel 13 and then get that definition.
This back Ezekiel 13 in verse 7 again. It says, "Have ye not seen a vain vision? And have ye not spoken a lying divination? Whereas ye say, the Lord saith it, albeit have I not spoken?" So this that word vain, and it goes into emptiness.
Emptiness, man. There's no substance, there's no edification, there's nothing that's filling, right? That's filling about pushing forth the idea of being married or building a house in America, man. That's emptiness, man. Understand that the Lord is going to topple this place. This place is going to be violently overthrown, right? Go ahead.
It says vanity, falsehood.
Falsehood, that's not truth. That doesn't contribute to the truth going forth, man. Promote marriage, go ahead.
Nothingness, Emptiness of speech.
The emptiness of speech, again, it goes into not being edifying. There's no edification in that. Go ahead.
Lying, worthlessness.
Worthlessness is worth nothing, man.
Yep.
See that? So, got something else? Hey, so with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders, the great millstone. Shalom to the brothers laboring in his work. And as always, you believers out there, the Akim and the Aqua that subscribe to this truth as well. Till the next time, Shalom.
Shalom. DTA, Abba, Abba.